7.4, and we are going to factor. Okay, we wrote everything in standard form yesterday, right? Which means we got rid of parentheses. Well, today we're going to work backwards. We're going to write it in, I don't know, what do they call parentheses form? Not standard form. Okay? We're going to write it not standard form, therefore we're going to add parentheses. It's easy today, though. We're just going to move out one number. Okay? So life is really, 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 really easy today. So first problem would be something like this. Let's go 2x squared plus 4x plus 8. Okay? Standard form, everything looks good, right? One thing you should always check, is there anything I can combine? Can I add anything together here? Nope. Okay, so now I'm going to factor. What can I pull out of each one of these sets of things? So for example, what is in each one of those I can pull out? You guys have said it. A 2. Can I pull a 2 out of a 2? A 2 out of 4? A 2 out of an 8? So I can pull out a 2. Okay, so what I like to do is put them in parentheses before I start. Okay, and I'm pulling out a 2, so I'm going to rewrite a 2 there. You can also pull out letters, but the letters have to be in every single one of the terms inside there. Is there an X on each one of these terms? No. So can I pull out any X's in this example? No. No, so the only thing I can pull out is a what? 2. So if I pull out a 2, 2 divided, or I like to say 2 times what gives me 2? 1. So I pull out a 2, I'm left with 1. I can write 1x squared. Do I have to put that 1 in front? No. 2 times what gives me 4? 2. 2 times what gives me 8? 4. Didn't I just basically reverse distribute right there? Okay, if I distributed that 2 in, isn't that what I'm going to get, my original answer? Boom. I pulled out a 2. I'm finished. But always check. Can I pull anything out of this? Sometimes you may have forgot a number. You may have got something wrong and you didn't distribute enough. Can I pull anything else out of those numbers? No. A 1's the smallest number. Is there any sense in pulling a 1 out of anything? No. Okay. What if this ended up being a 2? Could I pull something else out again? Another 2. Okay. Boom. That's my final answer. I'm done. I reverse distributed. All you have to do is pull out one thing today. It's easy peasy. Okay. What if you have an example like this? Let's say 1x squared plus 4x to the 5 plus 3x. First thing you do is you check yourself. Is there anything combined to simplify this thing down? Nope. Okay, so I want to write it in parentheses or as a parenthesis form. How do they call it? What are the words there right here? It just says factor out. All right, so it doesn't necessarily say a form yet, so I don't even know the form. What number can I pull out? X's. What number, I say? No number, right? So is it okay not to pull out anything? No, but you guys do say I can pull out an X, yes? How many X's can I pull out? I can only pull out a 1 from this one, so can I pull out any more? No, you find your smallest amount of X's, and that's how many you can pull out. So I can pull out 1X. So if I pull out 1X, how many are left here? 1. If I pull out 1X on the 4, how many left are there? 4. If I pull out 1X with the 3, how many are left? None. So I just leave the 3 alone. Always check yourself. Is there anything else I can pull out? No. How come I can't pull out another X? There's an X here and an X here. Well, there's no X there, and that's not all. They have to be on every single term. Yay? All right, let's do one more in our notes where we pull out a number and a letter. Let's go 4. X to the 3 plus 28 x to the 5 minus 10 x to the 2. How about that? Can I pull out x's? Yeah. I always like to pull out letters first because they're easy, so I don't have to think about any numbers or anything. How many x's, total x's, can I pull out? 2. The most I can pull out is 2 because that's the smallest amount right there. If I pull out any more, I don't have any. I can't pull them out of that spot right there. So I can pull out 2 x's. What about the numbers? What shall they be?
2.
Why not 4? 4 goes into the first and the second number, not the 10. So we can only pull out a 2. Try to find the biggest number. If you don't find the biggest number, you'll just have to pull out another number. That's fine, but try to find the biggest one before you start pulling out. So 2 goes into 4 how many times? 2 of them. And I'm left with how many x's in that spot? 1. If I pull a 2 out of 28, how many? What's left? 2 times what gives me 28? 14. You see what I'm thinking there? I'm not adding, subtracting. I'm adding 2 times what gives me 28. That's 14. How many x's are left? 2 times what gives me 10?
5.
How many x's are left with that? Always check yourself. Can you pull anything else out? Why not x's? Why not 2's? 2 and 14 will go down. All right, boom, final answer. Not too bad. Get out a worksheet or get out a piece of paper and do a few more together on your as part of your assignment, and then we'll roll. It's on page 284. Page 284. We're starting with number 6. Don't read the instructions. You do as I do. Okay, number 6. We're just going to write just like that. Okay, we have a 10x plus a 25. Okay, just where the and is, we're putting a plus sign. All right, so we're actually going to make it into an actual problem. Okay. And all it does is say to find the greatest common factor. In other words, reverse distribute, okay, or pull out what you can pull out, or factor, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it factoring. That's probably the best term for it. So we're going to factor out what we can factor out. What can we factor out of number 6? A 5. So I pull out a 5. What's left on the first term? 2 what? What's left on the last term? 5. Boom, final answer, I'm done. Hard? Number 7. Getting a little bit different. Something we haven't quite done before. But still basically the same thing. Xy to the third, or x to the third, y to the second, plus x to the fifth, y. Do you understand how I'm writing these even though they're written with a plus or an and sign? Okay, where the and is, what are you putting? Plus, okay? So I got to, what can I pull out? What can I pull out of both, or sorry, can I pull x's out, I guess is a better question. How many x's can I pull out? Huh? I got 3 here and 5 here, so what's the most possible I can pull out? 3. Can I pull out y's? I got 2 in here and 1 in here, so what's the most possible I can pull out? So is it okay to pull out 2 different letters? Can I pull out any numbers, though? All right. Is it okay to pull out more than 1 letter? Is it okay to pull out no letters? All right. So am I left with any x's on this first term? How many y's am I left with? My x's on the second term are how many? And my y's are how many? None. Is there anything else I can pull out? Always check yourself. Final answer, right there. Number 9, or 8, I mean. 8a squared plus 28a to the 5th. Reverse distribute. What numbers can I pull out? 4 works. 2 works also, right? I want everybody to do this with 2, just in case you see it happen. There may come a time when you got a big old number you can't figure, you don't realize it's 4, but you just do 2. It's okay to do 2. So I'm going to pull 2 out. Everybody's going to pull 2 out real quick on this one. because you might see this one time. I don't want you to screw it up. And how many A's can I pull out? 2. 2 here, 5 here. I can only pull out 2. So if I pull out a 2 out of 8, what am I left with? 4. No A's on that term because all of them are gone. 2 goes into 28 how many times? 14, left with 3 A's. So now you check yourself, and what happened? You can pull out another what? 2. So if I pull out another 2, I'll put it out here in front. But what is 2 times 2? 4. So you see what you did there? You had to pull out another and just multiply that by that number that you have up there already. Okay? So that's going to be a 4 now up there instead of a 2. Okay? So you pulled out a 2 out of this 4. What are you left with? You pulled out a 2 out of that 14. What are you left with? Okay? You see how sometimes if you check yourself, you may have to do one more step. Okay? It may be a big old number where you don't find the biggest common factor. But if you did find the biggest common factor, you don't ever have to worry about that. Sometimes it may be a little bit hard. Okay? Last one we're doing together. 4y to the third plus 9. 4x to the third plus 9y to the fifth. Yay, we did it together. Why are we done? Is it okay to not be able to pull out anything? Yeah. If you can't pull anything out, don't pull anything out. Boom, you're done. That's your answer. Questions? All right, 6. Did I not write it down somewhere? Nope. What page is that? 284. 6 through 17. 26 through 33. Rock and roll.